Previously on the Wild Yam.
Home sweet home. There we go. Nice. Just heading out now. I heard some yelling coming from the neighboring property. So I'm just gonna go see what's going on. So I'm just out making some breakfast. I'm gonna make some pancakes and bacon. And bacon always tastes better outside, right? When you're outdoors. So anyway, I'm just gonna get started on that. Well, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous morning out there. As you can see the sun behind me. I guess I better face into this. Oh, that's bright. So I've just got the Bravo fired up. I'm going to make some trails through the woods so that the usual haunts that I hang out in have good access. It's easier walking on a packed snowmobile trail with either snowshoes or on foot. So I'm going to go do that right now. So that should be lots of fun. It's not going to be really easy. My machine's not really built for this, but if I go fast enough, hopefully I won't get stuck. Alright, so now that I got my trails all packed down, I can have a nice leisurely stroll and go for a nice snowshoe in the bush. So it's one of a really good activity to do. It's a good workout and sort of gets you back to land all nice and quiet. The snowmobile is a little bit loud, so it's nice actually to have it turned off and just go for a nice little walk. So as you can see, I've got my old style snowshoes and they work really well. I also have some newer style technical snowshoes, but really these traditional snowshoes I find work the best. You know, they just sort of keep you floating above the snow. And now that I'm on a nice packed like snowmobile trail, it's actually a really nice walk. We will be going off trail a bit in some pretty dense areas, but I'll be prepared. So I've arrived here at the first trail camera spot. So we'll see what we've got and then we'll move on to the next one. The next one coming up will be where I put it where we saw those large rabbit tracks. I'll be really interested. Looks like there's still a lot of tracks near that second camera. Well, we got a bunch of deer there, so that's pretty neat. So I'm coming up here on my trail camera where the rabbits were, and ooh, there's lots of tracks. And fortunately, it looks like here's some tracks, something or other here. So it looks like basically it stayed above the snow, which is awesome. I haven't been here in a bit and we've had some snow. So let's see what we've got. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up a little bit above the snow. So an important thing is to raise up the trail camera because we're getting a lot of snow. If it gets buried, obviously you're not going to see the animal. So I'm going to make an adjustment to this one so that we can see better the animals coming by here the next time around. Well, the cabin's starting to warm up in here now. It's about 12 degrees, so it's getting kind of comfortable. So I started to work on a bit of a project here. Norm from Time on the Line had sent me his old camera power panel for the trail camera. And I just had to make one modification to it. The battery in it, the internal battery, had gone, a little bit dead. So I went on Amazon for about $7, got a brand new one. So I've just installed it today, and we should be good to go. So this is the internal workings of the Moultrie camera power panel. So it extends sort of the battery life of my trail camera, and it's charged basically by this solar panel. So I put a brand new battery in here. It took about 5 minutes to get that job done. And I'm just going to put the lid back on, and then we'll get it ready for tomorrow to try it out in the trail. Well, I've arrived at a spot here where I think I'm going to put the Moultrie and the solar powered battery pack. It's a clearing, so it's going to get sun a good portion of the day to charge the battery. And it's also an open area, and a lot of animals I think will go through here, so we'll get some good shots. Well, I've got it all set up. So you can see the Moultrie right there, and the power pack is connected. So the Moultrie is facing away from the sun, so it doesn't get these false pictures. And I've got the solar power panel charging right there. So I've got it pointed in the direction of the sun. The sun will arc sort of across here as the day progresses. So we'll see how this works out. So I'm making my way through the woods, checking the cameras, and I find lots of cool tracks. Just ahead of me here are some rabbit tracks. I always find it awesome that the animals usually follow the paths that I create in the woods. Probably because it's easier. I've done a lot of cutting sort of the brush in this area, so it's easier for them to move. And it's a nice clear path because it's pretty brushy out here. It's kind of thick woods back in here, so they really appreciate those extra trails I cut. As I'm following the rabbit tracks, I came across some fox tracks as well. So that just goes to show you, they're out and hungry too after this snowstorm. So I made it out here to the dock, and I got a really awesome picture. So it looks like I got a beautiful fox here looking straight at the camera. So that's awesome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the camera, probably point it a little bit out more at the bay, because the animals will start moving along the shoreline now that things are really starting to freeze up. Well, that was a nice 3-hour hike looking at everything. Got some pretty good pictures. I'll share a couple of them with you. I found that the batteries in the cold aren't doing as well, not surprising. The Browning with the lithium batteries, it's still at 100% charge, and it was doing quite well. I've set up the Moultrie with the power pack there with the solar panel, so I'm hoping that'll help too throughout the winter. One of my trail cameras was absolutely completely buried because I'd set it up before the big snowfall. So I've reset some trail cams. I put them now along the shore. The bay is frozen over, and we're starting to see some canine tracks go across the river there. So I definitely want to catch some of that action, just like last year with eagle versus coyote. So set those up. Also set a few more down the snowmobile trail that I made, so they're a bit more easily accessible, and a lot of animals will like to go down a packed trail. All right, I'm gonna head inside now and make some lunch. Well, I'm gonna make some lunch, and back by popular demand, it's Spam. I'm gonna actually try this fried like you guys suggested and see how it goes. I'm gonna make a little sandwich out of it. Use my pan here with the bacon grease on it. That should make it taste pretty good. All right, there she is. Got the low sodium one. God, it's really frozen in the can. There it goes. Oh. There we go. All right. Let's cut up some nice thick slices here. Pop that back for later. decided to add a couple of strips of bacon because that bacon was just so good this morning. I definitely want some more. I love bacon. All right, there's the Spam and bacon. It looks all good to go. So I'm just gonna put this in a sandwich. So I'm just gonna put some refried beans here instead of like mayonnaise or something. Wish I brought mustard with me, but I didn't. So these refried beans actually have jalapeno peppers in them, so it'll have a nice little spicy taste to it. And put my Spam, ooh, the bread's not big enough. Spam and my bacon. A little lettuce. I'll cut up a bit of onion too. Oh, there we go. Pop that on there. And that looks good. All right, guys, bon appetit. That's really good, actually. Thanks, guys, for the tip on pan frying the Spam. That's excellent, actually. I'm gonna dig in. Well, it's been a really good weekend here at the cabin. The last thing I want to do is I want to put up some more of these little bird feeders, little oranges for our little feathered friends. So I'm just gonna walk over and put them up here by the shed, somewhere close so I can refill them. Hear a flicker or something in the woods. It's cool. It's been a very, very quiet day here at the cabin. Not a lot of birds out, not a lot of animals out. I think the weather is going to move back in again. Usually when there's a bit of silence in the woods, I always wonder if there's a storm coming in. So the sun is peeking through the clouds here, but there's some snow clouds off in the distance, so we might get a little bit more snow. The branches of these balsam fir will be perfect to set up the feeders, nice and spiky. I've just set up more of these little orange peel bird feeders, as you guys can see. So I'm sure the birds will be really happy about that. To get them interested in the area, I've also put a few seeds and a couple peanuts on the ground, so they'll start feeding in the ground and maybe look up and see the oranges in the tree. So I realized yesterday I forgot to give you guys an update. I said I was headed off to go see the neighbor because there was a whole bunch of yelling going on. And unfortunately, it turns out he's lost a couple of his dogs off in the woods. And I could hear them barking as he was calling last night. So I really hope that he found them. I guess they got off leash and then chased something. And, you know, hopefully they're back home safely very soon. Well, it's been a wonderful weekend here at the cabin. Winter has certainly settled in. And it's great. I got some trails started and getting my trail cams readjusted now that the snow is here and deep at that. And getting our little feathered friends all set up with their meal for the next little while. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I hope you have a great week as always. Take care.